Hello, everybody. Welcome to Misfit Monday. Yeah, I'm Jonny. I'm the DM. List of all the cast names, socials, and pronouns. Check out the chat or the episode description. We stream Ravenloft Misfits each Monday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, excluding sometimes the last Monday whenever we feel like it. Might feel like it this month. I don't know. You won't know. We'll tell you. Anyways, please follow us. Please make sure to follow us. Subscribe to the channel. In chat, participate. There, I don't know. I've been stressing all day for no reason. It's great. Fair enough. But yeah, if you're watching the recording, please like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the stuff. Join our Discord. We hope to see you around. If you're listening to the podcast, please consider rating the channel and leaving us a review and doing all of the things to help us out if you want to support us. Yeah. And we'd like to talk about our sponsors.
Yeah, we would. Hi. We would also like to take the time to talk about our supporters for our campaign. First of all, we would like to thank our main sponsor of the campaign, Roll20. If you're watching the stream and looking for a way to get together with friends online, Roll20 is a great way to go. Check them out at roll20.net and check out the chat or episode descriptions for a direct link.
Yeah. And we also want to thank Sirenscape for allowing us to use their super awesome music app. It's filled with epic sounds and music that are true to the Barovian experience, and if you are interested in doing that for your campaign, check out the link in the chat or the episode description. As well as, we have another update. If you have seen, our overlay is a little bit different tonight, and it will continue to be different because, Joel, would you like to announce what we're doing?
Oh, yeah. So it's Pride Month.
Happy Pride.
And as a big Pride person and also being LGBT, I spoke to Jonny and we figured out that a great way to do this is by running a fundraiser for the month of June. We're going to specifically be gathering funds for the Trevor project. We set the goal for $1,000 for the entire month,
which is,
but any bid we can get, just
yeah,
that's
it's
the
ambitious.
Goal. We don't need to get there, but if we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. That's fine. The point is to help. And for those that don't know, the Trevor Project is an organization specifically built to give a help to LGBT youths, which is in this climate is
extremely
very needed.
Yeah, really bad.
So we also have, I think we have a thing where if you donate to the fundraiser, we have to roll on, I think it's the wild magic table. We haven't ironed that out.
Yeah, we haven't ironed it out just yet, but by next week we'll for sure have something set in stone for rewards for donations.
That said, the fundraiser is going to be running the entire month, not just the days that we're playing. So even if you can't help now, if you can help at some point during the week, you're welcome to. We will make sure that whatever rewards we decide on will be given retroactively for anybody who provides the funding for at any point in the month. And it goes to a good cause that is very important. So
share the link with your friends. I mean, we aren't getting anything for any of this. We are completely 100% of the proceeds are going to the Trevor Project. So when we're pushing it, we are just trying to get as much help as we can for this organization. So when we say, please share the link, we get nothing from that. We just want to reach as many people as possible. So again, share the link with your friends, try and get them to, donate for a great cause, especially during Pride Month. I mean, it's just all around good. So anyways, with that aside, little recap from last episode. So, you all rested at the Wizard of Wine's winery after taking out Sorsha's Wild One clan just before they finished a ritual to awaken a twisted tree, the Winter Splinter. Sorsha, after the rest, learned that the Mardikovs were were-ravens and that they were also members of a faction called the Keepers of the Feather, who oppose Strahd in discreet and indirect ways. And you all joined the Mardikovs for a bit of a thank you dinner. But it quickly turned bad after drinking the wine that had been poisoned by the Wild Ones. Everyone was saved. However, the dinner was relatively ruined because of this. So, Adrian, in low spirits, handed out the horn of the Silent Raven and a figurine of the Black Raven, along with 100 gold pieces and his thanks. You slept through the night and began your journey to Krezk with a cart full of unpoisoned wine. And the first day was pretty uneventful. You traveled, slept, and continued traveling into the second day, where you passed a ghost that seemed to have been sobbing while staring down to the water below a giant stone bridge. You decided to pass by without interacting with it whatsoever, and just before Johans was able to cast, or just as Johans was able to cast message, you had seen that this ghost had leapt from the stone bridge. You rested with mist covering the campsite, though Strahd didn't appear. And on the third day, Johans, you took a moment to message Esmeralda, who received the message and responded in a surprisingly, not so surprisingly aggressive way.
That was like, I'd like to quote my favorite doctor of all time. That was unexpected, but I expected not to expect it, and therefore it worked. I knew that was going to happen. Even
after the aggressive sending message sent back, and Johans was a little on edge, and later on that day, when you were riding towards Krezk, you heard a scream of a woman deep within the forest. However, the scream came from a monstrosity, a woman that had been grafted to different parts of a giant scorpion. At the end of the fight, Johans had taken a closer look at the stitching, and it was apparent that it was something that was familiar to him. We started this session as, we're starting this session as the party finishes their travel to Krezk, arriving at the gates in the evening of the third day, the sun just barely warming up the cloud layer above, and you see 4 guards at the top of the walls surrounding Krezk on their parapets. One of them yells, "Halt! What is your business with Krezk?" And with that, switch over.
Hello, I'm Johans. We bring wine.
We're here to make a delivery.
We have paperwork. Yeah, we go the paper around.
We don't have paper. Oh, okay.
We do.
Okay.
This is to confirm that this is not just some wine that we stole. Shut up, Google. I'm not talking to you.
I don't know who this Google is, but let me go
It's
get
okay.
the particle master.
What's the name of the wine?
You watch.
Google wine.
Do not do anything.
Google wine.
Do not do anything. I will be back.
Okay.
And one of the guards begins coming down. Here, the air is colder. Now that you're reaching this walled settlement, you see that instead of the usual rain, instead there's snow that is lightly falling.
Huh.
A few minutes go by.
This is
until
cozy.
The guard comes back with another person. This one, here, one second. I'm opening up their stuff so that y'all can see.
Shit. Let's see.
I don't know where it is.
I hope it's Esmeralda.
I don't know where it is. But you see this.
I just realized, technically, that is not how it happened, because I am, in fact, invisible.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, sure. I forgot about that.
So I
detail
didn't
as well.
say anything.
Yeah. So I would have said,
I just...
we're here to deliver
I spoke
some
it
wine.
into Katya's mind. Let's go
Of course.
with that. I'll just told the others what to say.
Sure.
Like,
It's
hey,
Google wine.
remember, we have paper. We have paperwork.
Yeah, we have
It's fine.
paperwork.
It is the Google.
It's the Google.
I love it.
Google.
So, same thing happens. The guard leaves, bringing back this rather shorter gentleman. Not dwarvish by any means, but shorter for a human.
Wow, he looks so tall.
For you, still tall. But he comes up, he has a white beard, bald head, and he's wearing a rather regal cloak, underneath of which you can see armor and a large great sword that is placed on his back. But he comes up to the edge of the parapet, looking down at each of you and says, "My guard tells me that you are bringing wine. What happened to the Martikovs?"
They were busy bringing production back up, so they sent us to deliver it instead.
Production back up for what?
They had a bit of a snag with their crops, but it's under control now. But they need some time to get things going, and they need all hands on deck. So they hired us to deliver it for them.
I'm gonna slide the
We have
the
paperwork.
official
I grabbed
paperwork into
the paperwork that-
Katya's hand. Yes.
Fluttered next to me, and I hold that up. We have paperwork.
Stay there. You, go gather it.
I turn the
And you
cart
see-
around and fucking leap.
Just yeet. One of the guards just
Catch me if you can.
nods to the Baron, and they come down. You see the gates just ever so slightly opening as this guard comes out. They grab the paper without even saying anything, turn back around, and the gates close behind. You see the Baron grabbing the letter, opening it up. Looking towards you. All right, let them in.
Is this
And
guy
the-
frowning?
Not really frowning, but like, I mean, he's not smiling by any means.
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
he's
we've just
kind
had
of
some. We just had some issues.
some
with that in
fucked
the
up
past.
shit. Yeah, no, he's just straight faced. Just
Cool. I just,
you don't notice
know,
anything
Want to
specific.
make sure we know what we're getting into.
You can do an insight check if you'd like as well.
Can I do
Since
it
you're kinda
now
looking
since
at-
I am in
Sure.
the invisible?
You go
I
ahead.
can, like-
I'm just as long as he's not one of them smiling nerds.
Johans, go ahead and do with advantage then. That way, it's like you and Katya kind of.
Yeah.
15. It's pretty good.
It
isn't
seems well. One of the biggest things that you notice. I mean, with the 15, you see that he takes his job seriously. With even just sending one guard out without letting you come inside, with being suspicious with all of your actions, it seems like either something bad has happened and they're on guard, or he just usually does this. Like, he takes his job very seriously. So that's one of the things that you notice.
No,
But-
that's surprising considering where
The
we're
gates, yeah,
Yeah.
the gates open, and
at. And I'll. with
you all
the-
die.
I'll move the car. I'll drive the car.
Happy
then.
Pride.
The gates open into this small mist-shrouded village beyond its walls. Nothing more than a scattering of humble wooden cottages along a small dirt road that stretches between stands of snow-dusted pine trees. To the northeast, you see gray cliffs that rise sharply up, and a road that winds back and forth up to an abbey that looks down onto this small commune. The Baron stands before you, opens his arms and says, "Welcome to Krezk. Are you here to stay, or are you only delivering wine and then heading back to the winery? Either way, you are welcome to stay here for the night. Adrian spoke kind words for each of you."
It would be nice if we could stay for a while.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, my home is relatively full at this time, and you hear a woman's voice from behind.
Your home?
Actually, Baron, they will be staying with me while they are here. From behind the burgomaster, you see a Vistani woman with wild curly hair pressed down by a light red headband. You see different pieces of jewels and decor placed in her hair. She's wearing a very brightly colored just garb in general. You see two hand crossbows. Yeah, coat. You see two hand crossbows at her sides that are just hanging there. And you see a rapier. And as she walks up to you, you notice her right leg is a very well-crafted wooden prosthetic. But as she's walking up, you could see that she's already grown accustomed to it pretty nicely. And it doesn't even seem like there's no barrier behind this whatsoever. It seems like this is like just another leg. So.
I'm going to hide behind the cart, even though I'm invisible.
Sure.
Ireena's gonna approach her and kind of do like a not like a deep bow or anything, but like a very polite like gesture.
She follows in suit.
It's nice to meet you. I appreciate you offering your home to us. My name is Ireena Koyana.
Ireena.
And your name?
Esmeralda. It is very nice to meet each of you. And she just, you can see her scanning over the cart, just trying to look.
Nice.
Johans, do a stealth check.
Fuck.
Are
With
you
advantage because I'm invisible.
Are you the innkeeper?
No,
right?
Not an innkeeper. What?
Is Esmeralda.
With advantage because I'm invisible, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. 21.
21. Okay, let's see.
I was supposed to seek you out, actually.
She just kind of is taken aback. You were supposed to seek me out. Did somebody tell you this? Somebody that I might know?
Possibly.
Looking back towards the cart. It seems like her attention isn't towards you, but more like looking towards the cart.
She's looking around.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it was, she kind of leans in a little bit. It was, Madame Eva.
Oh. Interesting.
But no one at the camp knew where to find you. I only knew that I should be finding you.
And what did Madame Eva tell you about finding me for?
Well...
Oh, Baron, it is okay. I can speak to them. And you see him just kind of awkwardly standing there and just trying to understand what the fuck is happening. And then he just kind of nods towards Esmeralda and she's like, it is okay. They will be staying with me.
I like
got it.
Where do we bring the wine?
Oh, yes. The guards will take care of it. And as far as your horse is concerned, we can stable the horse.
Thank you.
Do not worry. Just
Sure.
focus
I
on
just-
rest. It is.
Sure.
It was a part of the payment as well. Oh, speaking of which, can I get back to you about the other 100 gold pieces that you are owed?
By all means. Take
Okay.
your time. You'll know where to find us.
Yes. Are they going to your cottage, Esmeralda? And she's like, yes. Yes. Just bring it over there. We'll be there. Talking.
Throughout this whole interaction, Sorsha's going to be chewing on some dried meat, and her eyes are going to be ping-ponging through everyone.
Yeah.
No idea what's going on.
That's great.
So, as that happens, the Baron takes his leave. The guards begin taking all of the wines, or the wine barrels, off of the cart into a storage area, like a small little shed. And the cart is taken to another relatively large cottage where it is parked inside.
I'm going to attempt to climb onto Isaac's back, but I'm going to tell him first so he doesn't react.
Okay, so you like...
I'm like, psst, I need you to not react to me climbing onto your back, okay?
Okay. Go ahead and do a stealth check, and I will also do some sort of check for Isaac, because Advantage.
14 with advantage. I don't think
I'm gonna say with that low one. Okay, hold on. Let's see.
There is snow everywhere. I get it.
Is it got a 12?
We are not subtle here.
That is a 17.
But like
For
14
Esmeralda.
plus 12 is more than 17. I mean, come on.
Sure. You see, you
And-
try
Have
climbing
Isaac
up.
have Isaac do a performance check to see if he can play it off.
I'll take that roll. Let's see what his performance is, because I don't know if it's any
Oh god,
good.
that's horrible.
It's probably not even good.
Hey,
It's
I
probably
got you
worse
another
than that.
roll, okay? I don't want to
No,
hear
you
you
didn't. He's
complaining.
taking that one.
No, I'm gonna
He's
take
just
that one.
shaking modifiers.
Oh, it's the same. The same. So unfortunately,
Appreciate it for the record.
Isaac is just like, instead of just standing there like regular he's like super tense and is just trying not to be suspicious, but in doing so is extremely suspicious. So when he does that, he like every time he moves, he like overcompensates and just like starts like kind of twitching. And then you, as you're climbing up onto his body, your foot catches one of his daggers that's on his side, and it just goes, breaks off, ting, and just hits the floor. And Esmeralda just darts over towards, or like her eye just darts towards Isaac or Isaac.
Play it off.
She
I'm
comes
speaking
up,
into his mind,
just
by the way.
slowly making her way over, looks towards Isaac and says, I've never met you either. My name is Esmeralda. It is nice to meet you. And you are?
Cool, be cool.
And he's like, Isaac. She grabs his monstrous arm, shaking it, and then kind of pulls him in a little bit, looking around. You wouldn't mind if I looked under your cape, right? He just kind of like, he looks up towards where you are. Why would you want to do that?
It's understandable. I mean,
No reason, you know.
but I can assure you, we are friends of yours. We are.
Oh, that was never in doubt. That was never in doubt. And she quickly picks up the cape. And from that, I would like you to do one more stealth check.
Okay. Not 20, come on. 19.
19.
That's
You have
pretty
advantage.
good. I do have advantage because I am invisible. That's right. 9.
Nope, that's stealth, but I'll take that roll. It's a
Oh,
17.
is that not what you wanted me to roll?
No.
No,
I
she
rolled
rolled
stealth. On accident.
Well, I mean, it doesn't fucking matter.
Which, actually, she has 2 more. So that would actually be a 29 for her roll on perception. So as she's picking up the cape, she sees... Yes. She picks up the cape, and she sees just a little boot holding the cape down from on the shoulders.
Yep.
And from that, she reaches out her hand, grabbing onto you.
Ah, that's my
She
face.
says-
That's my face. Ah.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Gemstone. You wouldn't be trying to hide from me, would you be?
No, actually. There are other things. There are layers to everything. And nothing is as simple and as complicated as we think it is. Can we go somewhere private to talk? I promise I'll explain everything.
You see a
yes,
few of
we
the
have-
guards that are like taking off some of the wine, just look over at like what the fuck is happening.
I'm like looking at this like, do I need to get involved?
He's right. We have a lot of things to talk with you about.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
This
It's
is
okay,
such an
Ireena.
exciting
This
place.
This is not something you guys can help me with. I deserve this.
I
what
would
do you mean
love
you
to
deserve
find
it?
somewhere
We
private.
can talk about that later. It's fine. Let's just go.
Well, if you would like to,
She has
Please.
big eyes.
follow me. She begins walking down one of the dirt roads.
I'm assuming she's just dragging me behind her, isn't she?
Pretty much. I mean, she's released you at this point,
Oh, okay.
but she knows where you are, and she is very aware of it. But you continue walking through the streets of Krezk. You see it is filled with people that are farming, taking care of livestock. Some people are bringing wood different places. Some are bringing wood for, burning in their fireplace. It's starting to get colder here, so it seems that they're starting to prepare. Most of this town is actually trees. You see that this area is only a small scattering of cottages, and the dirt road isn't paved whatsoever. In fact, it's really muddy here because of all of the snow that's falling. You continue down this road, and a few people look towards you, but giving nods, friendly nods, especially seeing Esmeralda leading you. And you finally come to the edge of Krezk, where you see something incredible. You see, piercing through the sky above, the clouds, there is a single ray of sunlight that lands in a place unseen past the trees. But before you can get there, you take a sharp right to a very small cottage.
I pull my collar up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Did you see that?
you what?
Oh, that? And she points up to the sun beam that's coming through the clouds. That? We can get to that after this. Right, Johans?
Yes.
Of course.
Are all towns this exciting with stuff going on? I don't even know what's happening, but I'm just really happy to be here.
Oh, I haven't met you. I am Esmeralda.
Hello, I'm Sorsha.
Very nice to meet you. And you, looking over to Katya.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Katya.
Good to meet you as well.
Nice to meet you.
We're really happy you're here too, Sorsha.
We all
Katya, do a stealth check real
We'll
quick.
get.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I have disadvantage.
I don't know if that even matters. She just rolled a natural 20 of 32.
Christ.
So,
Jesus, our perception is 12?
I'm so glad she's on
yo,
our
she's
actually, I don't know if
perceptive
she's
as
on our team.
fuck.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me because I know Esmeralda, but also, what the fuck? That's
She just, as you introduce yourself, she kind of like gets an eyebrow and then just turns around and continues walking. After saying, it's nice to meet you, of course.
Look away.
She turns around. You finally come to this small cottage that's humble. It's a cottage that was meant for one person, but can most likely fit the rest of you.
Can you mark it on the map?
Yes. Yes, I can.
I presume is this little one up here?
Decent, right up there.
Okay.
Yep.
Figured. Cool.
And the beam of light that you had seen is this little pool of water. It's like right there. But
Gotcha.
she opens the door, letting you in with a big smile on her face. And as you enter, she closes the door behind and says, "You, come with me."
Oh no!
And she points to a door on the other side
I follow.
of the cottage.
Because I know she's
So
speaking
much
to
as
me.
follow as much as she grabs your collar
Yeah,
and pretty much pulls you in with her.
I guarantee she can carry me. It's fine.
And on the other side, all of you just hear, "What the hell were you thinking? You were just going to go off and not even say anything to me? You were just going to leave like that. What were you thinking?"
I needed okay, here, wait a minute. Is this safe? Are we safe? Is this a safe place for us
Yes,
to
it
talk?
is safe. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to you, gemstone. How dare you say that after leaving me without even saying anything?
I'm going to just hug her. While invisible. I'm just going to go in for a hug immediately. And then
Okay.
drop invisibility.
Okay. Do a persuasion check.
Sure.
I'm gonna say with disadvantage, though.
I mean, I was going to hug her even if she didn't
No,
get
that's fine.
persuaded,
You
but-
hug her for sure. That's not.
6.
Oh no!
Yikes.
You hug her, and you
Fair.
notice for like a moment she accepts it, and then she pushes you off, and she says, "You can't just do that. You can't just leave and then just hug me as if nothing was wrong."
But I found him.
You found him.
Yes.
No. I am not talking about him just yet. We are going to talk about you leaving in the middle of the night without even saying goodbye. You left without saying anything. I didn't know where you went. Do you know how that feels?
I can imagine. Yes, I know how that feels.
I was worried sick about you every single day.
Yeah, that's fair.
And of course, you end up in Barovia, the place that you cannot leave, even if we do find whoever the fuck this asshole was.
Yeah. You're right. You yeah. I'm just gonna is there like a chair or like a stool or anything short for me to sit on?
There,
Cool.
yeah, you're in like her private bedroom at this point where you see like there's a desk and a bed.
Cool. I'm gonna sit down. I'm just gonna loosen up my scarf and just. You're right.
You see that she wants to continue like just being mad at you, but you said that and she's like holding it back.
I have no excuse. I could have let them know. You're right.
Yeah. Or at least said goodbye, or at the very least, taken me with you. Nobody knows Barovia as good as I do.
I didn't know
Hell,
I
I'm
was
sure you
coming
probably
here.
almost died when you got here.
That's yes, and then many times over since then. Yes. For the record, I didn't know he was in Barovia. He was in the woods, and I just went in looking for him, and then I ended up here. I planned on coming back. Just clearly the universe had different plans for me.
Clearly.
If I know it doesn't help, but I did find him. Or well,
Okay.
he found me
Where is he then?
here in Krezk.
Here? As in here? This
In
town? Where
Yes.
would he be?
Well,
I've
I'm
been
not
here
going
for
to tell
nearly
you.
a week.
I'm not going to tell you because you're reckless. And there's other things that we need to talk about before we get to anything like that.
Reckless, says the person that left without a notice and went into the only land that he couldn't get out of. Reckless.
I didn't know I thought I was going to do a regular search in the woods. It's not my fault that then I got whatever this is.
You're right.
I did plan on coming back. I never planned on staying away.
Yeah, and what if he just took you back? What if he just did exactly what he did before?
Well, I was
Johannes.
lucky and I found it.
He abused you.
I know.
He made
I
you
know.
think that everything was your fault, and if you were to say that you were going to come back to me, he was just going to twist that and make it seem like you're not good enough again. Why would you want to go and find this person?
Because I need answers. I need to know.
Do you?
Yes.
At what cost?
I can't answer that. I don't know the answer to that.
You see her coming just next to you, sitting down, and then leans on you. I thought you were dead. You really had me scared every single day.
And I
You're
thought
going
you
to
were
have to
safe.
make this up to me. I hope you know that.
Well, I mean, let's talk about you. Why are you here? Why are you not in
Why do you think I'm here,
Safeland?
Johannes? I'm not going to just let you walk into Barovia on your own.
You know what? That's valid. That's fair. Yeah.
Also, I might be looking for my mentor. But that is...
Oh,
At
yeah,
least
that's-
mine didn't mentally abuse me, okay? Only
well,
like a little bit, but not that much.
I spoke to him. Speaking of,
Wait, you saw him?
yes, Von Richten, right?
Yes. Where did you see him?
At the tower, a couple of days ago.
That bitch. I knew that he would be there.
Yeah, Wait, what? Hold on. You're coming here to look for your master and you're
It was a
shouting at me
secondary
for
thing.
looking for my
It
master?
was a secondary thing. They are not the same. Do not act like they are.
It is, though.
Meanwhile, all of you on the outside of this room are just hearing coming from the door.
I lean over to Sorsha and I'm like, this is pretty normal for towns, yeah.
Go. Okay.
Isaac kind of scoots over towards Sorsha and says, "Hey, can I have a piece?" "It's okay if you don't. I have all of these."
Do you want the part
Dried
that I nod on,
vegetables.
or do you want the part that I didn't nod on?
Oh, well, it's up to you, I guess. I don't care.
You could just have the whole thing.
He, like, with his monstrous arm, with, like, barely any struggle, just rips off a piece. He says, "Nah, it's okay. Thank you. I just wanted a
Nah.
little bit."
You took the part that I nod on. You're so weird.
Extra flavor. He eats it. Returning back. Okay. It is clear that we both have things that we need to talk about. But we cannot ignore that your friends are outside.
Oh,
Can we
No,
Yes.
just pretend that we're not here. No.
shit.
For the
They
record, that
probably
one
heard
is more of an
everything.
acquaintance than a friend. It's kind of new
Well-
to the group.
That's okay. That's still relations.
Sorsha, we're supposed to be talking in private.
Then do it privately
But
Okay.
and not so loudly.
So, listen.
Hmm.
Let's have a truce. Okay? You and me will talk about this later. About where he is, about what we are going to do about that.
okay.
Why don't you just focus on resting? I know that the travel from whatever you came from, the winery, I suppose, it probably wasn't the easiest.
No. Oh, we actually fought something that I believe may have been either his creation and his involvement, one way or the other. We can talk about it with the rest of the group. That we all fought it.
Okay. Well, it is good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
She stands up and she makes her way towards the door. And you see, outcoming from this room, a very big smile from Esmeralda, and she says, well, now that that's out of the way.
Johans looks like he lost 10 HP and it's at 1.
So, what are we going to do today? Oh, let's figure out where we're going to be sleeping, yes?
Yes, that's very important.
Oh, and there was a reason that you wanted to speak to me. Maybe we can do that after. But listen, go ahead and set up any bedrolls or cots that you might have. This place is yours as far as I'm concerned.
How big is this room we're in? Like the main...
It's like the main living room / kitchen area. You see that there's like a fireplace with a few chairs there. You see
Okay.
a small dinner table and then like a rough
Everybody,
kitchen.
let's just push everything out of the center so I can make my little sphere of protection for all of us.
Well,
Oh, is that the new spell?
One of them. I'll show you later. And I'll
Isaac and I'll push the table out.
Yeah.
I'll start
you
ritual
guys-
casting because I'm sure this is safe. I just
Yeah.
want to be more safe,
Sure.
and then I'll take my 10 minutes to ritual cast beneath the
Awesome. So, 10 minutes go by. Esmeralda, as this is happening, goes to Ireena and says, "I'm so sorry for cutting you off earlier. I'm not sure how much Johans has told you, but there was kind of a lot happening, and I'm sure you overheard a lot."
No, not
So-
at all.
Oh, good.
It's okay. You don't have to apologize. But maybe I shouldn't have just assumed the first Esmeralda. I mean, that's the one I'm looking for. I'm a
That's
little bit
okay.
embarrassed, honestly. But Madam Eva, I met her at the Sir and she did a tarot reading, and she said that
I see.
I should seek out a Vistana. who's wandering the land alone and looking for her mentor, and I should seek her out because she too is an enemy to Strahd.
Wow.
Are you that Vistana?
Well, I check all the boxes. Madame Eva, she does have a gift for Draka readings. I've tried to get up to her skill, but I guess I might not have the eye she speaks of. Anyways.
Maybe someday you can have the eye, as she does.
I'll just keep trying until that happens. But yes, I'm here. I don't know how I can help you other than giving you a nice place to stay.
Well, we're going to defeat Strahd. We're going to put an end to all of this. We want to make things right and put Barovia back to what it was before. And she pulls out the book that's like the before times.
Sure, yeah.
Um,
She picks it up and looks at it.
This is... we want to fix things, and I believe you can help us if you're who she says she is. You are? She says you are?
I am a Vista. I match all of those descriptions, yes. I can help.
She did say that it was somebody that I knew, and you're the only Vistani that I knew at that point, so...
Oh, you were there too?
Oh, yeah, I got a card too. Hello. I'm working on my thing.
So that's why you wouldn't say anything else when we were talking, and that's why you walked away silently and didn't finish after I was
I can't hear
asking
you. The casting of this spell is really loud.
Yeah, I've heard that one before.
Likely story. She just kind of like looks at you.
I am willing to help as much as I can. For you, and of course, I don't want to sound selfish, but Johans and I have... She looks you dead in the eyes and says, history. But I'm willing to help in any way that I can. Is there anything specific that you're looking for?
Well, we have a lot of different puzzle pieces, and I think if we can just put things together and make sense of things, we've been able to learn a lot of things. Apparently I'm some kind of reincarnation of somebody. It's all a lot to take in, and
that is a lot to take in.
We have his diary too, his journal, and
whose diary?
She pulls that out.
She kind of takes a look, and as soon as she sees the raven crest, she before you even take out, she grabs your hand and keeps you from taking it out of the bag. She says, "What are you doing? We can't just be waving that thing around."
Well, we're in the safety of your home.
But if I was interested.
I was waiting to cast a spell before we got into anything important, so people couldn't listen in or look into our positioning.
You can do that too?
Well, that's what I've been doing for the last 7 minutes. You think I'm just doing this because I look good?
Well, I mean...
I'm so sorry, John.
That's... Okay.
I got too excited. She puts everything away.
Okay.
I got ahead of myself.
That is extremely interesting. If his spell does what he says it does...
He does.
Let's talk about it inside of that bubble or whatever. That is interesting.
So how have you been enjoying Krezk? It's my first time here. I'm from Barovia, and
you're from here?
Oh yes, I am the daughter of my father. He passed, and my brother has
to hear that.
2 now. I guess that means I should be the one next in line for being the Burgermeister of Barovia.
The village?
Yes.
Wow, you are a long ways from home.
Yes, I am. Things weren't supposed to happen this way. My brother was supposed to become the Burgermeister, and I was supposed to go on with these folks here to defeat Strahd and make things okay again and bring the sun back. Just like there's the sun out there. We're going to bring the sun back to everywhere, and Barovia is going to be beautiful again.
I wish I could join you in that optimism, but I am only able to leave because of my blood.
But if we lift this curse and break this hold, then
She grabs onto your hand, kind of like in a reassuring way, but also in like a, hey. She just says, I'm sorry, but I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but there have been others like you that have tried to end the curse, and it never works out. I am willing to help in any way I can. You have to understand that you cannot get your hopes up, or else it leads to just disappointment.
she like nods and smiles at Esmeralda and like kind of looks up to her, and she has kind of like a determined look, and I've lost everything at this point. I understand if others might not feel strongly about this cause, but if it would mean fixing things, I would lay down my life if it meant it. I would lose everything is lost. All I have is myself, but I want to
Just
do what I can, and
don't allow yourself to get reckless.
That
I
would be a
understand.
pity.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
It's been
I'm not
a
saying
lot of feelings lately.
I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying to be careful. Mainly because when people have nothing to lose, they do things that aren't, well, they do things that are reckless.
Yes, you're right. I
I am-
guess I've just been overcome a little bit with a lot of strong
Understandable.
feelings.
With everything that you've been through, losing your father and your brother, I can understand that. That is what Barovia does to everybody.
And he
You
stalks
lose everything.
me. He stalks me like
You
It's-
see her like stop, take a step back, wait.
Wait for the
Who?
dome. We'll get to the important stuff in a bit.
About this time is when the dome.
And then about the beta meat, like right now.
She
he,
grabs onto you, Ireena, and pulls you inside. Are you saying that he stalks you?
yes.
You, specifically, nobody else, you.
Specifically me. I thought at first it was a coincidence.
Johans, what the
I
hell have
thought
you
it was a
gotten me into?
coincidence. When
To be fair,
No
I mean,
offense. No offense. I don't
It's
it is not
fine.
not your fault at all, but
it's fine.
this is a lot to take in.
Tell me about it.
we do have more though.
Well,
You
there's
have
a reason.
more?
Yes, there's a reason. He thinks that I'm, or it's believed, or God, I don't even know. There's so much
He
has been
thinks
happening.
she's
Give me
Tatiana's
this
reincarnation.
diary. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I pull out the diary and I hand it over. Here you go.
I
It's a good read.
Grabs it, just like stands there for like a hot second, just like taking it all
Give it-
in, eye twitching
give
a
her a
little bit,
second.
like what the hell?
I look over.
She'll be fine. It's okay.
I look over at Sorsha again, and I'm like, so we probably should have
I'm
warned
watching
you.
the show. Shush.
Just wanted to,
You know,
I hope you're ready for this.
Love it.
I was thinking if you read the diary, he wants the same thing that I want. I was thinking maybe I could use that against him.
I
You know,
do not
maybe
agree with that.
Maybe I could. It's okay, Johans. It's fine. Maybe I could make him think. Maybe I could make him think that I'm okay with him, and then I could betray him, and then we could defeat him. Maybe we could use his own weakness against him. And if he has a weakness for me, as strange as that is,
Mhm.
it's like Esmeralda said, I've been having foolish thoughts. I've been in a bit of a dark
That
place,
is-
and it's been a lot.
No offense, and please try not to take offense by this, but that is fucking reckless.
You're right. I'm sorry.
To think that any type of deal that you make with that fucking monster, that is a non-answer. If I'm going to help you, I'm going to give you my opinion. That is extremely reckless for something that we might not even be able to take advantage of. Suppose he does take you all the way to Castle Ravenloft. That's at least a week travel. And to say that Johan, I don't know if Johans has the power to teleport yet, but I'm sure you will be able to do it soon. But
He maybe does. He has a lot of really good spells. He's very strong. He can talk
I'm
to
not
people
doubting that.
in their minds.
But
Just a small distance and only myself. For now?
I just don't
You're
see
right.
that panning out the right way.
No, you're right. I don't
Especially making yourself a martyr. You don't know what he would do to you. You can't know what he would do to you. Imagine what kind of fucked up shit happens in Castle Ravenloft. This guy has been here for over 300, 400 years.
But if it's a chance that I could do something, it was a chance that I was willing to take, but
No, you do not give a person who is looking for something what they want and then expect to get something good in return.
There's a better way to go about this.
In fact, now that Katya mentions that, I'm going. There is as the source of his power that he writes about.
Oh, okay. She starts
and the
looking
sword
through
as well.
And the sword.
I'm gonna have to pull up the actual Strahd because I just need to read through and make sure that I remember.
Do it.
She starts looking through and so then you are this Tatiana then?
that's what it says. But I don't feel like I'm a Tatiana. I feel like I'm Ireena. You're right. I was being reckless, and I'm sorry, everyone.
I'm gonna go over to Ireena. I'm gonna like sit next to her, and I'm gonna just gently put my hand on like her shoulder, and then cast Johan's warm embrace. And
She
just
also
give her a
looks
little
over
bit
to
of a
you. She
hug
says,
feeling.
why don't you give her Luna?
Oh,
Did something happen to Luna?
I haven't been
Here,
able to.
I
don't
have-
the...
I have incense if you need it. Yeah, here. Can I leave? This.
Yeah, you can. I can't, but you can.
Oh, okay. I'll be right back. And she brings
Okay.
you 20 gold pieces worth of incense and herbs and all that stuff. She was like, I was gathering all of this on my way over. I figured that you might need it, so.
Thank you, John.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Any questions so far? Sorsha?
Start casting.
Would you say, Zack?
I lean over one more time. Like, any questions so far, Sorsha?
No, I think they pretty much covered all of my bases, but
Thank God.
I want to know what happens next.
Me too. Glad you're up to speed.
And then if Esmeralda's still looking at the book, right?
Yeah, she's still like reading through it, just trying to get a feel for everything.
I'm gonna peek over her shoulder and look at it.
With
Right,
her high
you've never
perception,
seen
she just kind of like moves her head away looking at you and she says,
Oh,
hello, Sorsha. In a
hello.
friendly way. Doesn't seem like she's bothered by you.
Sorry.
But that is okay. Do you want to read as well?
Yes.
Okay, sure. She moves the book in a way that you can actually read it.
Okay, and then as we're reading, I think Y is gonna come out and fly around. She's
Sure.
not out very often, so she'll.
Kind of pays no mind, just looks at her for a moment and then continues reading.
Yeah.
And she says,
Show off your bird. It's fine. Mine will be here soon enough. It's fine.
so
I see how it is.
as she reads through, she says, oh, God, he's even more fucked up than I thought. I didn't even know that he
Yes.
killed his brother and Well, yes, the sword. That is a very interesting piece. Something that we should definitely look into. And he says that he sleeps beneath Ravenloft, which that will be an interesting piece to find. Maybe we can catch him when he is sleeping. Though I highly doubt it.
There was also mention having made some sort of deal
Yes, the pact.
for power. Which it means if there is a deal, it can be broken.
That's a good point.
Dark power. What did Van Richten say? He had told me something about dark powers and that...
Doesn't surprise me. Wizards talk a lot of shit. I would know.
You really did run into him then.
Yes. At first, he called himself, Rictavio.
Ugh.
He talked with a really
hate
stupid water deep
Rictavio.
accent. It was ridiculous.
Oh, he
What
wasn't
an-
so bad.
He was a character.
I hate Rictavio. He is
I did
so...
not care for him either.
I mean, he was kind of a breath of fresh air, honestly, with the gloom and everything.
Yes, but when you have to deal with him day in and day out... Ugh. He taught me how to come up with a secret identity whenever you were traveling through different lands.
Was yours like Rictavio?
How long have you known him?
Rictavia?
Oh,
Yes.
Rictavia!
Eh,
Oh, were you like a duo? Rictavio and Rictavia? That was very good, Sorsha.
No, I did not. I did not do anything a part of that. He taught me. I didn't. I don't like to do that. I like to tell people straight up who I am.
You're very strong.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, she closes the book and then looks over to Sorsha. I'm so sorry. Were you done? Here. She hands it over to you. Sorry. It felt once I was done, done reading. It felt really good to close it. I'm sorry. Here, and then she like finds the page first and hands it back over.
Thank you.
Of course. Well, with that in mind, I guess what do we do now?
Wait for an hour and 7 minutes.
Oh,
I say as I
sure.
am ritual casting summon Luna.
okay. Well,
Sorry, I need my bird.
that is okay. That is why I give you it. I'm glad that you are able to bring Luna back into this realm. So, for an hour, is there anything anybody wants to do?
Ritual cast some
Of course.
besides me. Yeah.
I'll give the book back to Ireena.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for sharing. It was a very good story.
Yeah. It's an interesting story indeed.
Look, I love Sorsha so much.
Yeah. Sorsha's great.
So,
good.
an hour passes. Luna poofs just in front of Johans and nuzzles
Immediately
in
pull
like
her
the
into a
biggest
hug.
fucking
Oh.
hug ever. How long have you not had Luna?
I think like a week. No, like 3 or 4 days. How long was it to get from the wine when we first arrived at the winery? To
Yeah.
now? It's like 4 days. Because she died
First
to a
arrived-
thunderwave on the winery.
Yesterhill.
Spent
Yeah,
a day.
Yesterhill came back. You didn't. I don't think you spent the day. I think that was. Oh wait, no, that was.
We did.
That was
'cause
a
then
day.
we
Yeah, because
went-
you
rested
came
and
back in the
then
morning, long
wine,
rested.
and then morning.
Then first day, second day. This is the fourth day.
Okay, so like
So
a week or so.
Yeah.
just give or take.
little under.
Yeah. Why's gonna zip around Luna,
Oh,
just like really excitedly.
how does
Luna.
Luna respond?
Yeah.
Luna's gonna stare at it, but like tracking it perfectly with her head, just
Yeah,
not
like
moving her body,
around 360 degrees. I love it. I love it.
just like, what is this? And then once we're ready to go, I'll probably let her go, and she'll start like chasing him just for fun, or chasing them just for fun. Just get off.
Yeah. Just flying around, just having fun. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all, Johan's immediately starts to look a lot more composed. His clothes are fine. He cleans his clothes. He tightens his scarf around his neck. Just having Luna is enough to get him in a much more positive mood.
Yeah.
Okay. What are we doing?
Well, it's completely up to you. I can show you around Krezk.
DM,
Yes.
on the map, where's the Abbey?
The Abbey is
It's the
that
big thing at the top.
big thing at the
left.
top.
On
Yeah,
the
there's
right,
like a
right.
big
Slope?
slant. Big slope. There you go.
Hill?
Big slope that goes up.
Mountain?
Really big.
Plateau.
Mountainous. Yeah.
Rocky.
And at the very top of this like little cliff is the Abbey, overlooking a few hundred feet up. Actually, about
Gemstone.
like 800
Esmeralda.
or so. It is fine, Gemstone.
I need us to stay clear of the Abbey.
Her eyes narrow.
Yes, it is what you think it is. I can't
Okay.
keep away from the area of the town
Johans.
without telling you.
Johans.
But you need to promise that you're not
Johans.
going to do anything
Johans.
reckless or dumb.
Johans. It is okay. As long as
Can I
you
make
don't leave in the middle of the night, we are good. Oh, come on. You've been popping shots at me when I was talking to all of them. I can just do one.
Okay. Fine.
So, no Abbey. Which, by the way, that makes a lot of sense. There's a lot going on there. If we go outside, sometimes there are bells that ring that are always
once-
accompanied by screams. So I don't know what's going on.
I will make you a diagram of what the creature we fought was, which we haven't spoken about
Yes,
yet.
of course. Yeah.
It had identical surgery precision cuts, similar to the ones that and I just trail off. I think that's plenty of context for her to know what I'm talking about.
Well,
Just something to talk about once we come back, once we're safe.
Sure. Well, if you want to stay the night, if you want to look at the town, I'm here. Or whatever you want. Yes. You don't have to raise your hand. You can just talk.
I just okay.
That is okay. I appreciate it.
What was with the sunlight? I really would like to know about that. You said we would touch on that, then I want to touch on that.
Sure. If you want to go, we can go. There is it's actually quite wonderful. It is the only piece of sunlight that comes into Barovia. It is on a shrine of the Morning Lord, but yeah, just come. I'll show you.
It's shrine to the Morning Lord?
Yes, Shrine of the White Sun is what they call it. It is quite remarkable. The water there is naturally pure, and with all of the snow that comes in, it's basically an unlimited water source for the town. Here, come.
It was amazing to see the sun come in like that.
Oh, you're from Barovia. Yes, I can only imagine.
Yes, it's very.
Are you from Barovia too?
Yes, I'm from Barovia too.
He's like, also, I'm also from. And then she looks over to you, Katya. And you?
No, I've
See.
unfortunately.
Okay.
It's why I understand, you said what you said about, getting my hopes up, and it was so exciting to see the sun like that, though.
It is okay to get your hopes up. It is okay. You just need to be realistic. this is a very real thing. You can have some hope for it. That is okay. I don't want you thinking that you should always be hopeless. Because then, instead of being the opposite of reckless, you are just stagnant. And that's not okay either.
Yeah, that's right. I think I've just been probably too hard on myself, and just my mind has been nonstop thinking about how I can put an end
With
to
everything
this.
that's been happening to you, I can imagine why. That is, I couldn't even fucking imagine him being at every turn. That is a lot. But here,
He doesn't scare me. He's just
should.
want him to go away.
maybe we can add a little sunshine into your day then. Come.
That would be nice. Thank you.
Yes, Johans.
No, Joel.
Joel.
Would that count as a short rest?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
For you, no, because you were actively casting. For everybody else, yes.
Well, I mean, there was time between my first cast and it's fine. It's fine.
And then after
You can take another hour if you would like.
No, thank you.
Okay.
after Esmeralda kind of mentions, she needs a little like sunlight. She smiles and like, you guys have you all would have noticed that like Ireena's been like very different after everything's happened. She's been very like serious, like almost kind of like, like rash, like where that she would usually be very warm towards everyone. That's kind of been missing. She's been super like on edge, and for the first time in a long time, like you see her kind of smile, like, yeah.
Cool. So Esmeralda comes to the door of the cottage, opening it up, allowing all of you to come out. The sunlight that was glowing is still there, only barely. It is getting in the late afternoon, getting into the evening. But across from the trees that stand before you, you see the sunlight that is shining down on something. You follow Esmeralda down the road. What's up?
While this is all happening, I want to just nonchalantly grab hold of anybody's cloak, look through Luna's eyes, and send her flying up into the east.
Okay.
Just to get an air view of the abbey while
Interesting.
While I'm here.
It's gonna take a while for her to get there. So you're gonna have to be in that for a while, because outside of 100 feet, you won't be able to connect again.
Well, that's true. I'll just send her to gather information from a safe distance.
Okay.
And then once she comes back, because she can technically speak to me, right? That's kind of the thing. So I'll just send her on a scouting mission immediately sending her towards danger, but it's fine.
Okay.
Just got her back.
Sounds
we
good.
have the stuff to get her again, right?
Have her do a stealth check,
Sure.
as well as perception.
Okay. Well, she gets advantage of that, right?
Sure.
It's just because. Oh no, she gets advantage on perception checks. Okay.
Right.
Stealth.
Yeah. Owlins are the ones that get advantage on stealth. That's what it was. Or like or whatever. Oh, nice.
pretty good.
18 is pretty good.
And then I get advantage on perception. 18.
Another 18. Okay.
You don't need to tell me.
We
You don't
will
need
get
to
to
fill
that.
me in. We can,
Yep.
Then I won't look through her. I'll just go with the route because I don't need to.
Sure. So, you all follow Esmeralda down this road that winds through these trees. It's a short little jaunt away from the cottage. And under these gray skies, you find this large pool of water that shimmers and sparkles. Near its shore sits an old gazebo, nearly on the verge of collapse, where the singular ray of sunlight is fixed. Under the gazebo, you see a wooden statue that is illuminated by the light to reveal a mournful, bare-chested man, and the statue's paint seems to have faded and chipped, while its arms reach out as if waiting for an embrace. However, before we get to that, I want to go to break. So, we're going to hit up break real quick. If you're a follower or a subscriber, you can join in for our giveaway, which is going to be Dialect, I believe is what it was. Yes, Dialect. We're going to be giving away a free copy of Dialect for Roll20. So if you want to join, make sure to follow us. And if you want to subscribe, you get 2 tickets instead of just the regular one.
Just for the people who don't know what Dialect is, it is a kind of, it's like a mixture between TTRPG, brainstorming kind of fusion, where you're essentially working with your other players to create a language and what that language means to your chosen civilization as they discover language. I don't know if it's for the first time or for like a second time after all language goes away or something like that.
Sure.
It seems really interesting.
Yeah.
We should just figure out, let people know what they're getting.
Sure. So if you want to join in on the giveaway, make sure to put the code for tonight, which is !reunion. The thing is in, oh, it's not. Yeah, it is. There it is. The code is in there. You could copy paste whatever you want to do, but we are going to go to break. We'll see you all in like 15 or so. So bye, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to pick the winner for the giveaway, which it is Darth Gators. You're going to be able to play Dialect on Roll20. We'll be sending you the code later, either tonight or tomorrow. And yeah. So
also, just in case anybody's in chat that wasn't here during our beginning, for the entirety of June, we're running a fundraiser for the Trevor project. We're gathering funds for that, just as part of our prize celebration stuff.
Yep.
So if you want to support, you can go to the link in the chat that I am going to tap at now and help out. And you can also force us to roll on the wild magic table. It's going to be a lot of fun. So keep that in mind.
So with that, we're going to jump back in. So you guys had just came to this shrine at the edge of this small pool with that singular ray of sunlight coming down upon it. Here it gives you a warm feeling, not only because of the sun, but it just seems to be an uplifting presence from this area. You see in the gazebo this bare-chested statue that looks very mournful, his paint chipped and faded, outreaching his hands in hopes of possibly getting it an embrace. But what would you all like to do?
During the whole walk and like into this, I would have been like, during the walk I was like toward the back of the group, and now I'm just kind of like huddled up in the like at the edge of the clearing, not really like getting involved with this.
Sure.
And she's just kind of like bundled up
in
the back.
As you're kind of walking by, Esmeralda kind of goes to Johans, leaning down a little bit and says, Do you know about Katya?
We do.
And it is okay?
So far, yes.
Okay.
I trust her.
Very well. She continues forward. You come to this gazebo where the open top allows the sunlight to finally just embrace this small area on the outskirts of this little pond.
Jeez, warm.
As you come to this gazebo, feeling the warmth of the sunlight, Johans, it isn't that great of a feeling for you, but you see statue finding this lonely ray of sunlight dancing across its mournful face, illuminating every inch of its chipped and tarnished wood, until you see the expression move. You see the worn paint upon the statue's surface beginning to glow a dim gold, even as its features begin to shift and change. The age vanishes from the old man's face, the statue's beard receding and hair lengthening on top. Color returns to the statue's surface, the features of a young man. Face and body taking shape, dark hair, storm-colored eyes, and a lithe but well-muscular form. His features are strikingly similar to those of Strahd von Zarovich.
Esmeralda, is this normal?
She's taking a step back. I don't know. And you see, as you are all taking a step back, he moves the head and the arms, his legs staying stationary where they were, and looks as if the first time in a long time looking around, and then locks eyes with Ireena. Tatiana?
I pull my sword.
Tatiana, is that you? He puts his hand up. Is that really you?
Can I make like a what the fuck is going on check of some sort? As the magic person, like arcane.
You're trying to see like what kind of arcane shit is happening?
Sure.
Go ahead and do an Arcana check.
Okay.
I'm gonna lean to Izek
16.
and I'm just be like, it's the brother.
I love Sorsha.
16.
As you get a 16, you've heard of like imbuing statues with magic like golems. This doesn't seem to be that. It seems to be a little outside of your arena. It seems to be like this is like some holy fuckery going on.
It smells like fuckery to me.
I can agree with that. Okay. Why does he know you? Who is that? Who are you?
Who?
I'm gonna like kind of step
Alright,
forward and
adios.
like, get in front of Ireena and the guy and like hold my sword up.
I'm sorry. I don't mean any harm. I'm Sergei von Zarovich. I need to know. Tatiana, is that you?
That's why you look so much alike. She looks around at the group. She looks confused. Like, that's.
Even before you answer, he just looks like defeated. It's not, is it? That is okay.
She walks closer to him and like kind of reaches out like in a way to like kind of go to comfort him. That's what they. It seems that I am, but
Oh my god.
There's a lot going on.
You look exactly like her.
Do I really? Was she nice?
She was. She was my everything. But anyways.
Sergey, right?
Yes.
And she like starts to walk like towards him. And
he puts out a hand.
She turns to look at the group as she kind of reaches her hand out, and she looks back at everyone, and she kind of smiles warmly as like the sun is kind of coming down in this area, and smiles again, kind of like she did earlier, feeling that like hope. And you see like a tear kind of go down her cheek, and she like smiles so big, like her eyes kind of close, and she turns away from you all and places her hand in his.
You, the whole time looking at your group, you feel something inside of you telling that this is right. That where you are now, this is home. There's something inside of you doing that. You touch him, grabbing his hand, and you feel that feeling rise up. Feeling that you've always had, yet never in the forefront of your mind. You feel past lives flashing before you. You were once a baker. You were a hunter. You were a tailor. You were a navigator. You were so many things, and all of these flashes of memories nearly take over you. You feel this part of you trying to awaken itself, your past self. You begin to instinctively let go. Feeling of calmness takes over. And you begin to feel your soul leaving your body. All of you watch as this blue light aura escapes from Ireena's body. And there you see an ethereal, well-dressed noble woman that looks exactly like Ireena. Tatiana. You see the statue of Sergey holding her hand, then from the statue, Sergey's soul leaves, and the two of them walk slowly towards the small pool nearby. They each look back to you with a smile, looking toward each other, then embrace in a golden ray of sunlight until they fade.
Goodbye, Ireena!
However,
Bye.
Suddenly, the skies above begin to darken. Darker than ever before. Rain falls heavily as lightning flashes across the sky uncontrollably, slamming into the mountains, slamming into the trees that surround you. Fires begin to erupt, far that you can't even do anything about it. Lighting this entire area with bright blue flashes. Ireena's body falls, unmoving, seeming to be in some sort of comatose state. Loud, thunderous booms of thunder slam into you, the force of which push you back, while high-pitched ringing takes over your ears from just the sheer intensity of the sound. Then, with a single bolt of lightning, directly in front of you, Strahd appears. He stands with his head down, his shoulders rising and falling with each breath. The rain falls from his loose hair over his head down to the ground below, And he slowly lifts his head to meet your gaze. His eyes are completely bloodshot. Searing hate and anger in his face. You can't have her. She is mine! As he yells, you see his fangs growing in size, his eyes going completely black, dark veins beginning to spider across his face, bolts of lightning striking behind him all over town. You hear the screams of people with each strike. She is mine! And I need everybody to roll initiative.
Holy shit.
I was just about to say I would go in.
Could I manage to squeeze in the mage armor that I said I would?
You're good.
Thank God. Fuck.
Fuck yeah.
How do we get an icon on there?
Yeah, so with that,
oh God.
go ahead and place yourselves wherever you want to be.
I am not ready for a fight.
I don't think anybody was.
11. That's fine.
Did we have a short rest? I'm so sorry.
Yes, you
Everybody
did.
else did.
Just before.
Not me.
Johans did not.
Okay.
I have 17 HP. I'm so ready.
I am so ready to.
Don't say that. Don't say that. It was real to me.
You guys got lucky. You can't see my my initiative, but it is.
You rolled an 8.
8.
It shows up.
Oh, cool.
Oh man,
Okay.
I'm slower. I'm faster than him.
Okay. It's not like you guys weren't ready for him to come, so I guess that's the reason for the
so
low
soon.
initiative.
What? I wasn't ready for him to come. What do you mean?
That's what she said.
He made a big entrance. I mean,
Listen, Devan.
he is one for theatrics.
I heard that. Okay.
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 No, not
So-
okay.
Oh, I need to roll for both Isaac and Ismeralda as well, because they are with you.
Oh shit.
Is there any place that you guys want to be in, at least surrounding the
Maybe like the village of Barovia, maybe? Can I be over
where the
there?
fuck back there?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, well, in that case.
Where is he?
Yeah.
Here. Why? Johans and Sorsha, can you re-roll? Just for some reason,
Sure, no problem.
it's not popping
showing
up
up on
for
mine.
whatever reason.
I rolled an 11, but sure.
Go ahead, just re-roll. I'm gonna put the 7 and 11 back on. It just for some reason it wasn't.
Can you
There it
Can
is.
you
Do
not?
see it?
can you not do
What?
that?
What?
I mean, I'm sorry, but it's just the way it goes.
I don't believe believe it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, now Sorsha's not showing off for me.
Yeah. Go ahead, do it one more time, Sorsha. Okay.
It's weird. That's never happened.
So, regardless, Katya, you are first.
Perfect. Because I was gonna say that as soon as I see him, I'm running the fuck in.
Oh, he's not the
Okay. Let's go.
When
All
he shows
right.
up, and I immediately just charge, and I'm going to
Oh, fuck.
I'm gonna pop a vampiric gift,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna swing at him.
Okay. Fuck. 22 to hit. That definitely hits, dealing that
Okay.
12 slashing damage.
And then I
Okay.
will pop my rune.
This is what Katya is built for. Like, for fighting vampires.
Unfortunately, you see that damage doesn't do a full amount.
Fun.
Fuck yeah, Katya. Let's
I'm
go.
going to shackle him with
Okay.
radiant shackle.
So he does
Per hour.
strength check. Strength save.
Yep,
Okay. That is a 21.
that fits, or that passes.
Okay,
All
does
right.
anything happen even if
Let's see. Takes
Um,
2d6 radiant.
or be restrained for 1 minute? Okay, so it takes the 2d6 radiant damage, so go ahead and
Yeah.
roll that, and then he
big
takes that.
numbers.
Holy shit!
Let's go.
6s on both. Nice. Okay, for a full 12 damage.
Radiant.
You see him
also.
Ignore those,
right.
please.
You see the shackles appear just in front of him, and he just rips it off, looking at you. You slash at him, and he seems unfazed.
I hit him again.
Okay.
I don't have a man, or I try to hit him again.
8. This time you bring your long sword back down, and he grabs it.
Oof.
I just
throws
look him
it down. You see like a little bit of blood coming off, but nothing to damage him by any way.
I look him in the eyes. I say, "You are not taking anyone else from me."
Get out of my way. And at that, he is going to... I need you to do a charisma saving throw. I think. Here, hold on 1 second. Actually, I think it's a wisdom.
Is this an ability or a...
This is an ability. Oh, actually... Never mind. He is going to instead...
Oh, he's using a legendary action. I see.
Yeah. He is going to... Yeah, he's going to smack the shit out of you. He's just going to claw at you. I need... Or actually, I guess I just roll. That is a 25 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, dealing 12 slashing damage and 13 necrotic. And he like slashes at your neck. He's, get out of my way, you fucking worm! That is his legendary action. Esmeralda's turn. Esmeralda is going to look directly at Johans and say, what the fuck do we do? Holy shit, I was not expecting this. And she pulls out both of her crossbows, and one of them, she cuts along her arm, and you see one of the bolts glowing with radiant energy as she shoots one of her bolts out, and she takes, for her crimson right, she's going to take, let's see, how do I do that? I set it up at 4. Is that gonna do it? It does. Okay, she takes that 5 slashing damage, and then she's going to do 2 shots. One with her regular, which is a 20, and then one with her radiant, which is an 18. Both of those hit. Dealing that 9, and dealing that 13 and 8 radiant. Okay. So, he's taking all that damage. Esmeralda is going to run over to here and just kind of like try to get a ranged shot. Johans, you were up.
I don't know if she's close enough, and if you'll allow me to do actually call Luna back.
Before you do that, another legendary action.
I hate you.
For this one,
could you maybe not?
Unfortunately, I have to. For this,
I have to.
He is going to move with lightning speed out of Katya's way. Just like almost unperceivable. Moves past you and appears just
not going
next
to
to
work
you.
on this, is it?
I'll allow it. I mean, yeah, Sentinel, that's the whole point. Go for it. Let's see if it hits.
Oh, shit.
Natural fucking 20?
Fuck you, Strad.
Fuck, dude. Okay, and that one goes up to a 5 automatically, so that is a total of 11 damage. Wow. Okay, 11 damage goes down to that 5. Okay, so you
fucking
see him almost completely disappear in front of you, and you instinctively think that he's running past you and grab onto him, and he turns around. You see his facial features just turning into the vampire that he is. But he is unmoved right behind you. All right. Johans is up. You mind pinging Sentinel for me as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so question. What I was saying earlier. I don't know how far away Luna is, but I'm going to try to send her a message to maybe make her way back. I don't know if this is something that I can do for free. If it isn't, then never mind. Just kind of call her back to me. Not teleporting her, just
sure, yeah, you
sending Luna a message to come back. I don't know how far she would be.
I would say she's out of range at this point.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'll bamf her into the pocket. I'll pocket her. It's
and
fine.
then that is an action or
That
a
is
bonus
an
action?
action.
Okay,
That is
so
an
that's your
action.
action. Okay.
But I will move in front of Ireena's body, and I'm
Okay.
going to body block, and I'm just going to panic.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool.
It is now Strahd's turn, which, when you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, the creature's speed becomes 0 for the rest of the turn.
Oh, can't move away.
So for the rest of his turn, his speed is 0, if I'm correct understanding that correctly.
That sounds, yeah.
Okay. So then with that, he is going to look back and say, I told you should have fucking gotten out of my way. And he is going to point towards Izek. And he is going to cast something.
Izek. That's fine. Okay.
Okay.
Just checking who it was that was being targeted.
He is going to cast something. And I am going to need Izek to do a wisdom saving throw,
Oh, shit.
which fails.
Izek.
Crap.
Fuck's sake, dude.
Izek is now paralyzed as he
Oh, that's it,
casts
okay.
hold person on him.
That's fine. Well, it's not
So,
fine, but it's better than what I expected.
With that, Sorsha, it is your turn.
Okay, first and foremost, I'm going to do my spirit totem, Hawk Spirit.
Okay. Which covers everybody.
Which covers it covers everyone if I throw it right here. Hold on, sorry, select mode.
You're good.
Right there.
Sure.
Like right here.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Except for Johans. He's too far away because it's
Okay.
a 30-foot sphere.
Okay. 30-foot
That's okay. I'm not gonna
radius.
attack anyway.
Yeah.
Is it a 30-foot radius?
Yeah, radius, sorry.
Okay. Well, that's a lot bigger than here. Here.
I'll keep marking it so you know where it is.
Oh, never mind. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So it'll get the 4 of us, but not.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. I'm not gonna attack. I'm gonna use spells.
You're not gonna
anyway,
use
so
advantage, yeah.
yeah, it's not gonna benefit me.
Okay. And then I suddenly just closed down Sorsha's freaking character sheet.
Oh no, I hate it when that
I got
happens.
it. I got
It's
it.
the worst.
I didn't minimize.
Panic.
Yeah. And then I would like to use. Oh, that doesn't work for me, does it? He.
Jonny, I don't know if you read chat. Chat can't currently see the map.
I just realized that. Yeah, I'm on it right
Gotcha.
now.
While you're
Sorry,
doing that, I'm
chat.
doing this. Okay. I hate to do this, but this is pretty much the. You know what? Never mind. This is what I'm gonna do.
Don't feel bad about doing something.
Do it.
No, it's you're involved. And I
That's
don't.
fine.
I don't.
Urine is involved.
I'm tough.
You are in. Yes, that was all one word. Thank you.
Oh,
I'm tough. I'm fucking big and strong. You don't gotta worry
sorry.
about
I
me.
cope with comedy.
Okay. Well, okay. So I'm going to. Fine. I'm going.
You got this. Don't worry.
I'm going to use erupting earth.
Okay.
Ooh, actually, I wonder if can I just. I'm gonna do it right there. Just right there.
Here.
Damn it!
Well,
I closed Sorsha again.
What's the size of it?
Hold on.
It's a
I think it's like a
cube.
I think it's like a 15 or 20?
20
foot
foot
radius.
cube.
Cube.
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
Yep, says cube. And it says each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw.
Is that what you're trying to do right there?
Yes.
Okay. All right, dexterity saving throw. Here we go.
Fail.
Big boy
fail.
Strahd.
Not
Yep,
one. Not
yep,
one.
yep,
Come on. Not one.
yep.
That is a 13.
Yo.
Is it a fail?
Okay.
It was a fail.
I imagine it is. Yeah, spell save 14.
Yeah.
So he fails. And in which case you see him just. Actually, you see him instead pass. He's going to use one of his legendary resistances.
Okay, so
Go
that's good.
fuck
That's
yourself.
good. No, that's
So
good because that means
we
he
should
used
He
use
it.
takes
Oh, true.
he takes half. And so that entire spot is difficult terrain, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So he takes half as much, which is 20. Or I mean 10. Duh.
10, huh? It's like, okay, yeah, sure, 20.
Oh, sure, yeah. Okay, so he takes that. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. For his legendary action, he is going to, again, make movement. Since his turn is over, he is going to... That is 30 movement speed right there. And unfortunately for Katya, that means that you don't have a reaction, so unfortunately you won't be able to get an opportunity attack. But that is his legendary action. Izek's turn. Izek cannot do anything, so he will try to pass once more for the wisdom save. That is a 2.
Somehow even worse.
No, it's the same.
Was it
It's
a 2?
exactly the
Oh,
same.
it is. Yeah.
Another legendary action being used as Strahd uses another thing of movement to make his way here. And he looks towards Izek. Katya, you are up.
Fuck.
Remember, that is difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Is it still difficult terrain if I have spider climb?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
It's just for I don't know if you'll answer this, but legendary actions refresh on their turn, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to use
Oh fuck, dude.
Here's what we're gonna do. 35. I'm gonna dash
Okay.
you in front of him. I'm gonna action surge,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast inflict wounds.
Okay. Go ahead and make your spell attack.
Yeah. Which is a +6. I have a macro for that. Oh wait, that's a D6. Sorry.
You're good.
A 20. Dirty 20.
20 hits.
All right.
Oh, fuck.
Let's hit him with 3d10 necrotic.
You hit him, pulsing this energy into him. And you see, as you pulse that necrotic energy in, the spidering veins that come from his eyes, you see another set of those same type of veins coming up his neck into his, like, jawbone area. And you see him shrug it off as the veins just disappear from underneath, seeming that that was damage that he is resistant to.
Yeah, I figured that out.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
Doing something. That's my turn.
Esmeralda's turn. Esmeralda is going to... Let's see. I'll look over her. She's going to use her bonus action to begin to cut herself from her other crossbow, and you begin to see the bolts also radiating with golden light. And she's going to make 2 attacks.
I'm gonna give her advantage on the first one.
Okay, well, first one was a natural 20.
Fuck.
So that's that. And then a 15, unfortunately, does not hit. But that natural 20 deals some heavy damage. That
Hell yeah.
other D6
So
automatically
attractive right
goes to
now.
a 4. That's a 12. Right damage, that goes to a 5, so that adds another 2. So that means 5, 17. And then 23. 23 damage total. Okay. You see him wincing at each attack and looking over towards Esmeralda. At this point, he is going to reach his hand out with lightning speed, Katya looking directly into your eyes, holding on to Isaac's neck, and is going to squeeze into his neck for an unarmed strike on his legendary action. Which, every time that he hits, is a natural 20.
Fuck off.
So, because he is paralyzed.
Oh.
So that is...
I thought that was just his magic vampire powers.
No.
Okay.
Could you imagine?
So,
That would be horrible.
I'm gonna have to bring out my calculator for all this damage. So that...
Wait.
That second 9...
Oh no, I am so inconvenienced by all these numbers I have to add.
10. Oh no. Okay.
Oh no, I am
For a
destroying
total
the
of
NPC.
51 damage.
Holy
Is that like a tenth of Isaac's HP?
And he just looks at you, Katya, and he says,
5%?
"You should have moved." And that is his legendary action, Johans.
Hi.
Ireena's comatose body just behind you.
Is she like dead, or is she just comatose?
She's comatose.
So she counts as a person, is what you're telling me.
She's unconscious in that sense.
Fuck. Why couldn't she be dead? I could do something if she was dead. I mean, not that I want her to be dead, but if she was dead, I would have been able to do what I had in mind, but I can't.
Oh, I need to do concentration checks.
Yeah, he did get a lot of damage, so maybe he didn't get disadvantage. No. Wait, that means that both of those attacks aren't crits because he would have to roll them normally. Because then Isaac
Actually, I'm gonna use one of my legendary resistances again. He's gonna pass that one. How many times did he get hit?
He got once from
Okay, that is
Katya
that.
hit him twice, right? And then
Katya hit him for that natural 20 on the opportunity attack. Then that's when it hit. Got hit by Sorsha. So that's 1.
And then I hit him with inflict wounds.
And then
he got
inflict
a bolt,
wounds.
and he got a bolt
then,
to the back as
and
well.
then a bolt. Okay, so I need to make 2 more.
Come on.
How much did he take from... That's a pass for inflict wounds. And that is a natural 20, so he passes all 3. So... that was... Everything was the same. However, that is that. Johans, you were up.
I am going to magic missile him.
Okay. Oh, and then Isaac gets to do another saving throw because of being hit again. That's an 18. It doesn't pass.
What?
19. Magic missile? Okay, frozen missiles.
Just a basic. Triple.
So that is 3, so 9 damage total.
Yeah.
9 damage of ice. You see now he's starting to actually be like...
He does need to do a
concentration check, yeah.
concentration check.
I was going to do that right now. I'm going to put up a red marker for myself just to remember every time, but... Natural 20.
Oh, fuck you, you piece of shit.
So, he just, as he's holding on, he just looks to you. And he looks past you, Katya. This time,
I'm not gonna. That's all I have. I'm not gonna do anything else.
okay.
Can't do anything else.
At this point, he is going to use his bonus
Actually, can I?
action.
Hold on.
What's up?
Just quickly checking if I can pop Luna out of the, or if it's an action to do that.
Gotcha.
Information within.
You do that.
Yeah, go.
He just looks to you, Katya, and he says,
It is an
will
action,
not-
so no.
I will not make the same mistake twice. And you see him turn to mist
Can't hit
as
that.
he misty steps.
To counterspell.
Okay.
It's an auto success unless he's doing it at a higher level.
And can a caster counterspell a counterspell?
Not themselves, I don't think.
Okay, hold on. One reaction, which you take when you see a creature within 60 feet of you casting a spell.
I think the caveat is that he's in the middle of casting his spell, and therefore cannot drop that to cast another one.
Let me see what the internet says.
And also, there's the limit of 2 spells per turn. You can't do 2 spells per turn. So that's also
it is a reaction though, which means that it's kind of outside of the turn. But let me see if there's anything on here.
Come on, man. I was
see.
saving it. I had one.
You cannot.
Fuck yeah. Fuck you, Strad. You see me? I'm small, but I'm here, my bitch. That's out of character. Johannes does not say that because that is
interesting. So he begins to turn into mist and he moves with it. And then his form turns back and he looks towards you, Johannes. Visibly angry. Okay.
It's okay, Ireena. I'm not gonna let you take them. Wait, I'm not gonna let them take you. Yeah, suck on that dick. What are you gonna do now? Huh?
Katya.
Yep.
He just looks at you and he says, fine. You can't beat them? If you can't beat them, join them. And as he does, you see this pulse of black energy coming out of his eyes as you almost lose yourself. I need you to do a wisdom save.
Oh, fuck. This is his main action. Wait, if this is an ability then, right?
This is an ability. Yeah, it's not a spell.
Yeah.
Check. Check. Okay. Just double checking something. Wisdom save.
Correct.
21.
That's enough, right?
And you avert your gaze, breaking the charm that he's trying to make on you, and he...
Oh, thank fuck.
Get out of my way! And he is going to... He is going to just try and take that opportunity attack now. Taking that 5 feet, 10 feet, and going directly in front of Johannes and sidestepping him to try and get here.
I was still like, I had my eyes and I just kind of like...
Yeah, you looked away and as you did, he disappeared, making his way all the way to Ireena anyways. And you see him looking down to her body and looking at you, Johannes.
But you can't do anything, right?
We can't do anything yet. Sorsha, you're up.
Oh.
Okay.
Sweet.
God, I have 2 things that I kind of want to do, but at the same time. Okay. Hold on. Cool. I'm gonna do a gamble here.
Okay.
Fuck.
I'm going to, first of all, my aura is gonna move so it's covering everyone. It's probably, I don't think it's gonna cover
Should be close.
Esmeralda.
Oh, sure.
So say we put like right here. Oh yeah, put it like right here.
Yeah, you could cover everybody if you put it like right there.
There you go.
Yeah, you're good.
God, go away. Okay.
Fuck.
So I'm gonna Misty Step.
Okay.
And can you just stop? Okay, whatever. I'm gonna Misty Step over here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to, I've attuned to the Blood Spear of Kavan.
Okay.
And I'm gonna...
I don't want to be that guy.
What?
But I remember you giving it back to Johannes. Is that correct? I remember you saying that you didn't want to use it.
I think I cast Identify on it. That's how I got it.
I don't remember if you.
I
don't remember whether or not you said no, keep it, or maybe that it could have been the Golthea staff.
I want it. Okay, we'll do it later. I want it, but we'll do that later. Okay, so I won't do that. Instead, I'm going to, for 2 charges, use the Horn of Silent Raven.
Okay.
To summon a swarm of ravens to appear in an unoccupied space within 30 feet of them.
Okay.
This swarm of ravens is friendly to the user and will follow any command given to fight.
Okay, I believe I have a swarm of ravens here. I do. Sweet. Where would you like to place it? I will give you control of that
right there.
in just a sec. Okay, cool.
And then I don't know if they can do that in my
they would roll
turn, or-
initiative,
Okay.
but give me 2 seconds, and I will put that in. I'm gonna put it in everybody's thing so that everybody has control. Okay, it is now controllable by everybody, and that is the character sheet. So
Okay.
y'all can use that.
Should I use as the character mentor or?
Yeah, so go ahead and highlight under. Wait, didn't come up
It
with
says,
a
do you want to create this character?
NPC. Okay, cool. It should be fine now, right? Just close it and reopen it, I guess. Here. Try it again.
Okay.
Everybody close it.
Everybody close it.
Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, now it should be good, right?
Nope. It says
Okay, click create NPC.
Okay. Okay.
It's fine.
Do I don't change anything, right?
Right. Yeah. This is your thing. Go ahead and just highlight it and click initiative, and then it'll automatically populate, and we'll go from there.
I guess that's what I'm gonna do.
Highlight it and then click initiative.
Yeah, just like you would regularly do initiative. Initiative
Oh, I
is right
see.
next to the stats. But as you do that, it is going to be a legendary action for Strahd.
Honestly, it's not letting me do shit. It's
Oh, here, I could do it.
so if you just want to roll initiative,
Okay, got that. Okay, 13. That's that, and we are going to go to. It was Sorsha's turn. Okay, so now it is Strahd's legendary
He's gonna take
action.
advantage.
As one of his actions, he is going to
He gets
use his
Multiple
unarmed.
ones?
Oh yeah, he's been taking multiple ones this entire time.
Multiple actions or multiple attacks?
Multiple legendary actions.
Oh, okay.
He's going to use an unarmed strike, which he is going to forego the attack or the damage, and he is going to grab onto Ireena's body and pick her up with lightning speed. You see him, and she is already in her in his grasp. I'm gonna move her over there.
Okay.
It is now Isaac's turn, who will try to pass. He fails.
Fucking useless.
Katya.
His best.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything about what my plan is, but
Yeah, I would say, unfortunately,
No,
no.
it's fine.
It's too quick.
it's fine.
I'm just gonna swing at him.
Okay.
It's
24 hits.
And a 19.
19 hits.
And then an extra d6 for vampire damage. So an extra 1 point damage.
So 20 damage. Okay. He is going to do 2 con saves. It's a pass.
Fuck.
You've used 2.
I'm going to use the last one.
Okay.
And he passes still.
Because
Even
you
with a
used
9.
one for the AoE, and then you
Right.
used one for the
other con save.
earlier,
Yeah.
which was a nat 1.
Okay. That being said, that is your turn, Katya.
That's it.
Okay. Is the swarm of ravens. Swarm of ravens. I'm assuming you want them to attack.
Yep.
Are you able to do any of the attacks on there? Just click the. That's okay if you're not. I can do it on my end.
Yeah, do it on your end.
Okay. Swarm is more than half. They are going to attack. That does not hit, unfortunately, with a 10.
Damn it, Ravens.
Wait, hold on.
What's up?
No, it wouldn't matter because I was like, well, I mean, flanked, but
Yeah, it doesn't matter anyways. True.
yeah, an 11 wouldn't hit.
Esmeralda is going to take her turn. Let me see if I can. I wonder if she'd be able to help Isaac by any means, but I don't know if she would do that. Okay.
He wouldn't have dropped Ireena by any chance after taking 2 full-on swings from Katya, right? Like,
Huh?
he wouldn't have like dropped Ireena from being
No.
full. Okay.
I didn't think so, but
He protects her with his entire being. So unfortunately, no.
well, I'm not gonna hit her.
Well, it's kind of
drop
hard
her.
with him holding her, so he just moves and takes those attacks basically. Okay. I want to say that she also is. I think she actually has. Okay. So I know I'm doing like half sentences, but
Well, it's okay. This is not a
he has a little bit of cover just because of the gazebo itself. But I think she has a
there's like
sharpshooter.
a billion people there. I'm sure she'll be fine hitting him. I mean,
Yeah, right,
flanking
right,
is a thing. Right. I mean, come on.
Oh, expert.
It's fine.
No,
and she
crossbow
shoots his
expert
hand and
doesn't
he
do
drops
that.
Ireena and it'll be fine.
Okay, so he is going to have some cover on this. 23 still hits. And a natural 20. Okay. Okay. So that is 16. Jeez, the high rolls with her. Okay, that is 4, so that's 13,
Y'all didn't know this was gonna be the finale.
18,
Did you?
20. Okay.
Fuck, dude.
Okay. So, with that, he's going to do his 2. So he took 19 and that was 16, right? Or no, hold on. Okay, so
What is this for?
this is for the damage that he's taking.
Oh,
3, 5, 14 halved, so he has to pass a 10.
for his concentration?
Ah!
He fails.
He already failed his concentration, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
No, he used his
did
last.
his last legendary resistance.
Right, yeah, my bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isaac is now moving.
Oh, thank fuck.
Okay. That is her turn. Johans, you were up.
Hear me out.
Okay.
This is what I was gonna do last time, but I didn't know if it would work.
Sorry. One quick thing. For his legendary action, before you go, he grabs Ireena's body and bites into it. And you see that before... Some of you might have seen him reel back from before, but it seems like now, as he bites into her neck, whatever resistance was there before is no longer in there. And he drinks from her body. He is going to...
Hate
He's gonna
that.
fucking heal.
He gets advantage, which she's unconscious, so he gets natural 20 anyways, so both of those damage. So that is 16, or, well, 16 damage.
Can
But-
I use my rune to redirect that bite?
It is against an ally, isn't it?
Is an attack.
Bring in an object, describe this ring with advantage on its damage. Oh, right. You or a creature you can see within 30 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, you can use a reaction to invoke the rune and choose a different creature within 30 feet of you other than the attacker. Chosen creature becomes the target of the attack. Using the same roll, this magic can transfer the attack's effects regardless of the attack's range. Once you invoke this rune, you can't do so until you finish it. Okay, yeah, you could. Technically, it is a attack roll.
And I will.
Who would you like to target?
I am so sorry, ravens.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, fair enough.
You're gonna drink some bird blood, my dude.
That in itself is enough to completely annihilate them.
Yeah, well.
Yikes.
You know what?
Birds, thanks for the help.
They were useful for something.
However,
They were real.
So
Would he heal all of that though? He wouldn't, right?
yeah.
He would heal to the max of the bird HP instead.
Which is
12, right?
no.
24.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
I mean, that's still substantial.
Johans, you were up.
Hear me out. You let me know if Johans would think
I
this
love
is a possibility.
this is great.
I want to try to somehow stuff Ireena out of his grip and into the bag of holding.
She has to breathe. You can't breathe in there.
That's gonna take a hell of a check.
There are 10 minutes of oxygen inside of the bag.
That's gonna be
I
a
was looking
hell
for
of a
it.
check. I will allow it to happen, but you're gonna have to rip her from her or you're gonna have to rip her from his grasps first. So you're gonna have to do a contested athletics check.
Athletics?
With Strahd.
With Strahd.
Worth a shot.
I'm
Ireena's
sorry,
ghost.
this is a ride. This is a ride.
I mean, he's gonna try to
Alright.
bail immediately, so it's not like he can hold my action to somebody else to
Sure,
break the
absolutely.
grapple. So, you know what? He does, as far as I am concerned, as far as I know, he doesn't have any legendary resistances anymore. Those
So
don't
let's see
refresh. Fuck it. What do you want me to do?
Athletics.
Can I do acrobatics instead? Because I am agile.
You know what? I'm gonna invoke that reroll that I have.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't fucking matter now. All right.
Disadvantage.
Advantage.
athletics. It doesn't matter.
I think that's
Doesn't matter.
Not one.
Whoa.
No, I-
0.
I
Literally.
get to give you advantage.
Right,
Well,
but
it's
I
a
have
0 and a 1.
disadvantage,
It's a
but
0
my
and a
first roll
1.
was
Yeah.
a 0 anyway, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Well, you
Fuck,
tried.
that's what I
So
wanted to
you
do.
try
the
to
other
you try to
turn.
rip her from his hands, and with lightning, you don't even get a hand on her. He just moves out of the way with his extreme speed.
I'm just gonna move. I don't know if you can let me move behind him, or just there, whatever. And then I'm gonna look at him in the eyes and I'm gonna say, it doesn't matter what you do today. Your head will roll.
And with that,
Cold.
it is his turn. In which
Also, I forgot that Momo was here. So when she spoke earlier, I was super surprised.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's just because since you're not visually there, my brain just just no object permanence. My brain has 2 brain cells and they're focused on the battle, and it's just gone. It's just funny.
he is going to He's going to cast something.
I hate it when he does that.
Why would he do that? I mean, he has her. Just fucking be a bitch and stay still and just attack.
Yeah, of course. Stay still and do nothing for like 50 more turns.
Yeah, just let us take another round of attacks. It's fine.
I have to ask, Johans, are you going to counterspell?
Unless you allow me to downcast and get consequences somewhere else, no, I cannot counterspell.
Okay.
And with that,
I need every
away.
single person in this gazebo to do a Constitution saving throw.
Easy breezy.
As you see him,
No, he's
this
stunned away.
concussion,
He's stepping like a bitch.
this concussive blast hits every single one of you in there. I'm going to cast it at 5th. Okay. Katya and Johans, you take 24
I'm out.
thunder damage. And Sorsha, you take 12. And you see him just barely appear just outside of this little area at the shrine. And that is going to be his turn.
Well, shit.
Actually, DM,
Yes.
apparently you're being forced to reroll something.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
Reroll what? Let's see.
Depends. Maybe the damage?
I say that's probably something that's up to you guys, I guess, unless we'll see. Let me know. But until then, Sorsha, you're up.
Okay.
Well, there's nothing I can really do. Oh, wait. What's this?
No.
Reroll the damage. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
What's this?
Please re-roll the damage, question mark.
Watch it make more damage. Oh,
We got 1
1
health
point less?
point.
2 less. 1
I'm
point
still
less for
dead.
Sorsha, 2 less for Johans.
I'm still dead.
Well, down.
Well, yeah.
You see
Almost dead.
Johans falling down just in front of you.
Johans is not a dignified dyer. He's he probably just peed his pants, which is a lot sadder than you.
You
that it
see the
sounds.
gazebo also just blasting from this thunderous explosive energy.
All right. Well, I don't really have anything that I can do at this moment.
Okay.
So I'm going to go over here and go to draw hands and do healing word.
Okay.
And I will do at first level. Oop. You
Okay.
get 5 points.
Trying to get the map all situated. Because it is. It's getting big. All right. That is that.
Fuck.
And for a legendary action, change
He's gonna
this up a
fail.
little bit. You see him. Let's see. Hold on 1 second before that.
Stop doing that, dude. Back up.
Yeah, Strahd, stop doing that, dude.
Malcolm's chasing the cat, so.
Oh, so just like Strahd's chasing Ireena. I see.
Yeah.
Well,
Life
like,
imitates
we're
art
So
and all that.
Strahd's a border collie.
That checks out. I believe that, yeah.
Yep.
He is going to move to here. A little bit further. It's a little off the map, but He is moving with lightning speed down that way.
I don't think there's any way we could get to them.
Isaac's turn. He's gonna look back to the rest of the group and say, Are we going to get her or what?
Of course we're going to go.
Okay. And he's going to make his way running towards...
Making my way downtown, walking fast.
Towards Strahd, dashing. That is his turn. Katya.
I'm gonna take a run there and just take a fucking I'm just gonna drop my sword and shield and hurl the halberd at him desperately.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, let's see how far you are first. You are 80 feet. This is going to be a shot with disadvantage.
That's fine.
But it's still possible.
It's an act of desperation more than anything.
Let's see it.
I don't have ranged, but I'll just use a crossbow.
Just do a regular. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That works. Yeah, crossbow works.
Okay, cool.
11 unfortunately does not hit. It goes wide, stabbing into a tree just next to him. As he's moving past, you're getting better with your training. He's moving behind a tree though, and it goes directly into that.
That's my turn.
Esmeralda's turn.
Fuck.
She just looks. We're going after him. Okay. And she is going to. She's gonna try and see if she can get.
Motherfucker sweet.
It's gonna be a disadvantage shot for her. $15 doesn't hit. 13 doesn't hit either.
Plus 12?
She's good.
No shit.
However, 16 does. So, one of the bolts goes whizzing past Isaac as the other two go wide, slamming into him for that 16 piercing damage, or 9 piercing damage and 7 radiant damage. You see him writhe with the bolt going into his shoulder. He pulls it out, and then for another one of his legendary actions, he's going to go another 30 feet away.
How far away is he from me?
Actually, I think it's 35 feet. It's his movement.
I would check.
30 feet? I don't like that. Sorry, I'm homebrewing it. He's 35. If Katya has 35, he has 35.
Fair.
Johans, he is currently...
How far is he?
150 feet.
150 feet.
Fuck it. I'm standing up, have my movement.
Okay.
I'm moving 15 left?
Okay.
10 left that I have? Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna miss a step 30 feet towards him.
Okay.
Because I can fucking do that.
Okay.
And I'm going to, from afar, chill touch him.
Okay. Got it.
Because that is 120 feet. It is a cantrip, and I use it with my action.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah. I'm with you. You're good.
22, 9 necrotic.
22 hits, 9 necrotic ice. Damage. Actually, 9 ice. So.
Well, yeah, right.
Okay.
Also, he cannot regain hit points, and Johan's little skelly hand is clicking. Well, Jeff's skelly hand is clicking to his shoulder.
Okay. All right. And it is now his turn.
He's gonna be way off at this point. To
Can somebody roll a d20 for me?
Okay.
Can I roll it?
Yeah.
Ireena gets to roll it.
Yeah. You do it.
Final roll.
You.
Unfortunately, you all see
I have 47.5 thousand points on our chat. Can I
the eyes of
re-roll
Strahd.
that?
The eyes of Strahd look towards Izek. His free hand points up. And you see this green, sickening energy shoot out as a disintegrate is casted on Izek.
Oh, we just lost him.
Oh,
Oh,
You all watch as Izek, this green energy beams out from Strahd's hand directly into the center. In the center of Izek's body, a giant hole appears. As he's running towards, he stops. You see pieces of his inside starting to eat away from him from the inside out as he turns around, looking to you, Katya. He puts his hand out, and he falls to the ground, turning to dust. And for his movement, Strahd is going to continue running. As a bonus action, he's going to dash, moving 60 feet. Have to make the map bigger. Or it's 70 feet, sorry. Sorsha, you're up. As he's running, he also says, I told you to get out of my fucking way.
I don't have anything to do.
Okay.
I guess I'll just dash forward
Sure.
to get to everyone.
Katya.
Okay.
That's it?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. Okay. Katya.
I'm gonna like dash and then like come short, like right at where Izek disintegrated, and like realize there's just no way we're gonna catch him, and she just falls to her knees and looks onward.
All the while, you see Strahd continuing to go back further and further away. Esmeralda looks to you, Johans, and she realizes that there's not much that can happen, and she will try to make a shot. I don't know if she can. I'm gonna move the extra speed. Let's see. 160 feet is out of range. So knowing that, she's going to come to you, Katya, and just collapse just next to you. Johans.
How far is he from me?
Currently, fucking far. At least 200 feet away. Oh, I almost sniped it. 205.
205?
205.
So that would be 180. I'm gonna just one last Hail Mary. I'm gonna try to snipe him with my light crossbow.
Okay.
I have a range of 320 long, so it'll be with disadvantage.
Right. Cool. 13 does not hit. You see, as it turns to him, he stops to look towards each of you, the mist gathering around him. You see the wounds that he had taken from all of the attacks close up rapidly. He holds on to Ireena, shakes his head at you, biting into her neck, and disappearing as he teleports away. That is where we are going to end tonight's session. fuck.
Man, I was promised D&D was supposed to be fun.
Not this campaign.
Not this campaign, that's for damn sure.
No one else. There better not be any more brothers. I swear to God,
Right?
if any more
Right.
brothers join this damn party, send them home.
Why do you guys
I'm
need to have
sorry,
like sibling
guys.
issues?
Oh, it's not your fault. It is not your fault at all.
Not your fault. It's bound to happen.
Fuck, dude. No, it was a great session. Just
That was a fucking
a good one.
awesome combat.
Wow.
man. I was going to stuff her in the fucking bag, but because I should have. But
I mean,
I second guessed myself is the thing. When she was
that
on
would
the
have been
ground,
insane.
I wanted to, but then I was just like, oh,
Gotta
but then
trust your gut.
suffocation.
But then he would have just grabbed the bag from you, or at least he would have tried to do that. You know?
Well,
And
no,
I mean,
because I
like,
was gonna try to Misty step away, or run away and just.
so then
fucking
instead of
fuck
a
around.
chase towards Ireena, it's a chase towards Johans. I fucking love it.
It would have been a lot harder for him to take her if I had
True.
just stuffed her in the bag.
He also has counterspell, so
Yeah, but I could have put her in there.
yeah.
Try to Misty step, didn't work. Or actually try to run away. He attacks me, Misty step, or shield as a reaction just to protect. It would have been strategically better,
insane.
but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It was pretty
It's
nuts
fine.
as it was.
Yeah.
Honestly. Damn.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Please consider subscribing if you liked what you saw. Follow is totally cool too. Share it with your friends, please. We want to grow our community, and we hope that you enjoyed staying with us and chatting. If you're watching the recording of the episode, thank you so much. Same thing. Like, subscribe, show your friends. Hopefully you liked it.
Give us an
Same
appropriate
with-
amount of stars on Spotify.
Yes, podcast, please. That would be great. Make sure to follow us on our social media at TalkingXP. Yeah. Thank you all
And
so much.
Before we go,
Yeah.
everybody, say farewell to our beloved Ireena.
Yeah.
And player Momo.
Right.
Yeah.
This is going to be the last session with Momo, at least for now. We'll see how things
now.
go. We'll see how things go. But
For now.
Johan's
Thanks for joining us.
is going to do everything to rip that fucker apart from now on.
you guys have been beaten.
You guys were
Every
doing
single
really good. I was just
corner.
like, holy crap.
It
what
was
the
very
fuck?
interesting. Very interesting. So,
Yeah.
Oh.
thank you all
thanks for
so
having
much.
me, guys.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
Of course.
thank you for being a part of it. It's been
Yeah.
a fucking wild ride
It's been awesome.
ever since
It's
you
insane.
joined. It's just, yeah, it's been great.
It's been a lot of
Great.
fun. Thanks, guys. I
course.
had a lot of fun with all of you. And Sorsha, I'm sorry our time was cut short, but it was
Yeah.
fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
And yeah, I will be watching the VODs and
Mm-hmm.
seeing what happens and cheering you guys on.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Be Ireena's spirit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will.
Cool.
Now I can redeem shit. Watch out, Jonny. I got 31
Oh.
tape points. Hey.
True. True. I gotta look out. That's Ireena's ghost. Straight up the soul of Ireena coming in and helping out.
Irena's ghost is
That's
coming
gonna be
through.
great.
Watch out,
Gonna be great.
Jonny.
That's gonna be awesome.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride for sure.
Yeah, it
Woof.
has. It's been a good wild ride.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
thank you everybody for joining us. Make sure to level up, and we'll see you all next time.
Take care.
Bye.
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 R.I.P. brother.